In this episode, it's with a heavy heart that we have to let you know that literally as we speak, authorities are preparing to go arrest Samsung for first-degree moida. Because they're moidoing the headphone jack. Get it? It's the...
Get daily tech news in a way that doesn't suck. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Front Page Tech, of course, show that gives you all the latest tech news. One geek, that's me, to another, that is you. Happy Thursday. That is it. I have nothing more. Let's do the news part. Alrighty, so story numero uno, AT&T. They're getting ready to launch a brand new service called WatchTV. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a brand new live TV streaming service where you can only watch your favorite TV shows on your watch. That's the thing. I am lying. Got him. Okay, so WatchTV, that's real, that's the thing, but it's not just for your watch. In fact, you can't watch anything on your watch. It's a brand new streaming service. It's going to cost $15 a month, and it's directly related to the fact that they just acquired Time Warner. It's going to launch next week. It includes 31 channels with 6 networks from Viacom coming sometime. For now, though, WatchTV is available with AT&T's new unlimited plans, which is unlimited and more, and unlimited and more. I made that up. It's called Unlimited and More Premium. They say also 15,000 titles, a mix of TV shows and movies, will also be available on demand through WatchTV. And I know some of you are like, whoa, John, what the hell? I thought that they had DirecTV Now. And you are correct. This is not that. Apparently, this is different. Okay, yeah. I actually don't care about this, like not even a little bit. And I had nothing else to say, so I yelled. What do you want? What do you want from me? Now let's talk about AirPower from Apple. Remember that thing? They announced it last year in September, and we haven't heard literally anything about it since then. You might think it's dead, and they're not going to release it, but turns out, yeah, they are going to do that. That's right, folks. AirPower is coming in September. Literally a year later after they announced it, they're going to finally start shipping it. Apparently there was a bunch of technical issues that were going on, and that's why they haven't released it yet. Now, I know you're like, John, what are the issues you're talking about? Well, apparently engineers were having issues making sure the mat didn't overheat. I mean, yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense. I mean, the whole point of AirPower is so you can put 3 devices on the mat at the same time, charge them all, and this thing is a wireless charger shoving electricity from the mat through the air into the device, and I guess if you do 3 of them at the same time, there might be issues there with fire. Either way, they worked it out, I guess. Worked it out enough to start shipping it in September. Also, it runs iOS. Yeah, that's a thing. Yes, it actually does run a dumbed down version of iOS to help handle, like, power management. You got fucking shitty-ass Chinese companies shipping millions of Qi chargers and leave it to Apple to make a Qi charger this complicated. All right, so let's unpack this together. Number one, I love that this took so long. That's amazing and it's hilarious and it's great. That's the first thing. Number two, I fucking love that Apple announced this thing and they showed it off before. Obviously, they had no clue how it was gonna work. Like, they were obviously like stuck in terms of development of this thing, and they still announced it. They had no idea how it was gonna work in the end or how they were gonna release it, when they were gonna release it. And I fucking love that. I've been trying to tell you for a while that it seems like Apple is just like announcing products and they have no idea when it's going to release and it's totally unfinished and they're just like, hey, Apple, we did a thing. And this is a prime example of that. I hope, though, that since it runs iOS and it's like this complicated, that this thing flies. Like, that's the only thing that's the only excuse, right? It took this long. Why? Because it flies. Right, Apple? It flies. We won't be disappointed because this thing flies. And I'm very, very excited about that. Long ago, there was an evil corporation, my children. A corporation so evil that they tried to disguise their evilness by naming the company itself after something so pure, so innocent, a fruit. They named the company Apple, and Apple did something crazy one day. They removed the headphone jack from our devices. It took courage and power, and they removed it because they saw a path to the future. A portless path, that is. And because the company removed the headphone jack, it created a wrath, a wave across the land, a wave of death. Other companies that weren't Apple took headphone jacks out of their devices because, well, monkey see, monkey do. And our beautiful, glorious Samsung kept it alive. Every device after device had the headphone jack. They would not budge. Until now. Because we are in our final hour, my kids. Sons, girls, children. They're also killing it. Earlier this week, we showed you on the show concept images of the upcoming Samsung Galaxy S10. And if you look at the bottom of those concept images, no headphone jack. There is not one. And now we have a patent that was filed by Samsung that is now leaked. And if you look at these images, there's a couple interesting things. Obviously, there is no headphone jack, and it makes sense at this point. We can't miss it. We've been asking for more screen. And according to these patents and the concept images of the Galaxy S10, the screen is going all the way to the bottom, so there's nowhere to even put the thing. Just take it out. We don't need it. So that's number one. But also in this patent, the back of the phone shows a single lens camera and a screen, like another display on the back of the device. Now, first of all, no, I don't think this is the Samsung Galaxy S10. This is just some other future device or just a patent in general that Samsung is filing. We may never see anything like this. But then again, maybe we will. And what? This is nuts. First of all, I love that there is no notch. This is what I want, okay? For everyone asking, what would make you happy, John? This is it. No notch. If we absolutely have to have a notch and there's no way around it, just don't put the notch there and put a whole bezel there. If we can't have all screen up there, this is fine. That's fine. That bezel is fine. So do we know what this phone is? No. But obviously, this is where we're headed. This is the future of Samsung. And we know that obviously is a future without a headphone jack. All right, so let's try not to be shocked here. I mean, we know when Apple does something, the market always reacts. And the market usually reacts by just directly copying Apple. When Apple removed the headphone jack, it was a green light for everybody else to do it. And now we barely see the headphone jack in phones. And to me, that is okay. And Samsung is one of the last outlaws. And you know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate that Samsung has held on as long as they could, but if we do want more screen, this is just inevitably going to happen, and I'm okay with it. Thank you, Samsung, for your sacrifice, for your service, for always including the headphone jack. Until now, I accept it, and so should you. Let's move on. Welcome to the future. Let's all try not to cry ourselves to sleep tonight. And as usual, when something in tech dies, on this show, we like to pay our respects by playing taps. So if we could do that, goodbye, headphone jack. I don't care about you. I was gonna shed a man tear, but I'm not. And that is the show. Hopefully you liked it, you learned something. If you did, hit that like button. If you hate my stupid face, hit the dislike button. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll do this again sometime. Okay, bye.